Okay, guys, we're winding down here. I've just basically stuck the. I don't even have any end bell screws in this thing. I've stuck it in a can. I've got my power supply set on 4 volts. Basically, I'm just gonna tap the wires to it and see if it spins over. If it spins over, we're gonna pull it back out and set the time and glue the comm. Maybe put some dental floss around the comm, just to snug it down. Might epoxy it. I haven't decided yet. We'll see what the finished product looks like. But here's the telltale sign. So let's see if this thing, the moment of truth, so to speak. Like I said, this thing's not going to rev up real loud because I don't have the end bell or anything tightened down. Plus my power supply is on 4 volts. I'm going to just touch this thing and see if she'll spin. If she'll spin, we're in good shape. And like I said, I'm just touching it. Very low power. So we're in really good shape and we're ready to finish this arm up. So let's take this thing back apart. Like I said, I didn't even have this end bell tightened down. This arm's looking pretty good. I just barely spun it over. Now, I mean, nothing's glued down. I really just, tack the wires on there, made sure they were soldered down, and tested it, make sure it was gonna spin over. You can see on the comm there that she did turn over. Everything looks really good on it. You don't have to be perfect with these wines. I mean, these are Chinese, from the factory. So I'm not going to tell you how many wines I put on there. That's going to be up to you to figure out. Yeah, I got to leave you guys something to do. I mean, I can't do it all for you. So if you want it to look like a Parma, yellow paint marker, put you a dab of yellow paint on there. Really the only way to, tell if you're pretty good with the solder and iron and everything, the only way you're going to tell is with a resistance checker and stuff, or check the ohms resistance through the arm, if I'm saying that correctly. And I very well may not be. I'm not an electrician or anything, so I'm just your average slot car racer. So that being said, I'm looking at this comm. It looks pretty factory right now. I might, and I've got the wires pretty tight around there. I might just glue this sucker down and be done with it. Thing about it is, if you start putting Kevlar rope around it, you start looking like a pro slot. They're notorious for that, the old Mura motors and everything. But it does make them stronger, makes them more dependable. So, that being said, if you want to do that, do it. Chances are your track's not going to have a rule that you can't put a piece of rope around your comm. Floss works good. I mean, it doesn't take a lot to hold these wines. I mean, if you got it on there good, you're going to be fine. If you want to bulletproof it, get you some clear epoxy. Put you a little clear epoxy, in the center of these wines. That'll make them kind of stick together. Keep you from throwing wines off, if something lets loose. If you have something let go on it, you're going to have to redo it anyway. That's the thing about this. You're not, these things ain't perfect from the factory, So I'm back and forth on this. I might show you how to put a little piece of rope around there just to be done with it. We'll see. Like I said, all you need some dental floss. If you don't have some Kevlar rope, this works pretty good. You're not doing any kind of strength training on arms or anything like that. If you want to epoxy it, you know, put you some good glue in there around it. You know, this one's tight enough around there with the grooves. I'm probably just going to put me some glue around it rather than putting a rope around it. The gentleman that's going to be running it probably is not going to like a rope around it either. So, you know, glue that works well, the, you know, E6000 Walmart, nothing special. You know, if you, what I will typically do, you know, for the comb, that where it meets the comb meets the base plate or black part of the arm in there, where the green meets the black, I've got some super thin glue that'll virtually run in any crack, and I will put a dab in there, and because I know it's going to seep in there. The E6000 is a thicker glue, and I will take it and kind of like ease it around the wires up here. And the good thing about the E6000 is it dries kind of rubbery. So if I want to take this thing back apart, I can virtually peel it off. It's not like a crazy glue that dries hard. So that being said, they actually make a quick dry type of E6000 too. That's like that. That works really good if you want to, if you're in a hurry. I mean, this ain't something you want to be in a hurry in though. So take your time and go slaughter some people at the slot car track. Hope it's, you know, just a brief review. When you wind these things, start at the prong, come back here, let me use a little, maybe you can see this a little better. And I'm going to watch this in the video to make sure I'm telling you this right. If I get confused, it's because when I'm looking at myself on video, it's actually doing the reverse of what I'm actually trying to show you. But it'll be correct on what you're doing. So start at the prong over here. When you start at that prong, go to this stack. I'm talking about this prong back here. You're going to run the wire down around this side of the stack and up this side. And you're going to wrap this thing in a clockwise position, however many turns you want on it. So what you want to do is you want to put the same amount of turns on each stack. There's several reasons for that. You know, you got to think about balance being a big reason for that. If you have a heavier stack this way and a lighter stack this way, I mean, that's going to cause a lot of vibration. So wind clockwise. When you get done with that stack, pull this thing straight over, loop it around the little tube. Well, before you do that, remember to take this wire and sand it a little bit so solder will stick to it. When you get that gold color, it'll change colors. When you get that gold color, wrap it around this little post. It doesn't take much. I usually do. You don't even have to do that. I've saw people just run them over that loop. I like to wrap it around it. I like to make a loop around it and then come down and go to this stack. Clockwise, same amount of turns as you did on the first one. When you get done, back to the first one, come up here and sand it and solder it on there. Go around to the end. Well, before I touch them down, I like to check my time and make sure it's in the realm of where I want it, and then I will tack them down. If you have any questions, just give me a shout.